My voice audible? Yeah, thank you. So my name is Samir Narkar. I'm trying to get control of that so that I can move the slides. Okay, I'll get started. My name is Samir Narkar. I'm the founder of Konnect Insights. Uh, I'll simplify today what does omnichannel means, right? We hear this term a lot, an omnichannel experience, right? And everybody tries to explain in their own words. But we have a concept of omnichannel, and that is what I'll try to explain today. So this is typically what happens with every single brand, right? People express their opinions, and to express their opinions, they choose their own channels, right? I mean, if I am comfortable tweeting about a brand, then I'll choose Twitter as a channel. If I'm comfortable calling you, then I might as well call you. Or if I'm someone who is an influencer who writes a big blog about such certain things, I will write a blog and express my opinions. So the channels from which the customers can reach out to you are many, right? And hence, as a brand, we need to listen to all the conversations which are coming from all possible channels, because we as a brand cannot decide which channels the customer should come. The customers will decide which channels they want to go and express their opinion about the brand. And these opinions matter a lot, right? Because see, if I express an opinion about certain experience that I had with the brand, my voice is far more bigger than probably the brand ambassador of that brand for my friends. I'm not saying that I'm a bigger personality, but at least for my friends, it is very important. So let's say if I go and walk into a showroom to buy a car, and for some reason I don't get a good experience, right? I'm going to express my opinion. And all those friends who are listening to me, who are connected to me on my social media channels, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter or so, they will listen to me. And let's say out of those 1,000 friends to whom I'm influencing, 2 or 3 of them were supposed to buy that car, they'll for sure not buy it, right? So it is very important for the brands to engage with the customers and listen to them, respond to their queries. So this is what I'm going to talk, and I'm going to talk about the omnichannel experience. What truly is omnichannel in simple terms, right? That is what I'm going to talk today. So what happens is, because these channels are so many, what typically brands do is that they have a separate social media team to handle those queries. They call it as a social care team, or an ORM team in India, or other parts of the world they call it as a community engagement team. Then there is a separate marketing team that looks at those insights and try to gain what is the overall conversations, or what is the sentiment and things like that. They have a separate email management team that manages the emails. They have a separate team for call center. They have a separate team for chatbots, and we do everything. I mean, as a brand, there's no complaint that brands don't listen to the customer. They for sure do a very good job. But what they really do is that these teams really work in silos. They don't get that one view of the customer. And that is the real problem that an omni-channel experience platform will really solve, and that's what we do at Konnect Insights. So no matter where the customer is coming from you, so I as Samir Narkar, let's say, expresses an opinion about an automobile brand, then today if I've come on Twitter, tomorrow if I've come on Facebook, or day after I've called you or chatted with you, you should connect your systems in a way where you get to know that, okay, it was this one person who was talking, and across these channels you have multiple agents who are managing it, but they still have the one view of the customer, right? If that you are able to do by whichever systems you use, then you are giving an omni-channel experience to the end customer, and at the same time your agents are equipped with all kinds of information that is required, right? I mean, today whenever we talk about how to empower agents, we talk highly about AI, and nothing wrong in it, but there are simple things that needs to be done correctly to give a better experience to the end customer, right? So what do brands today do is, if they have so many systems, right, they really work in silos, right? When it is important for them to actually be working with an omni-channel CXM or a unified CXM. And for this we have a concept called as 4 pillars of omni-channel customer experience. I'll talk about it. So just to give you a quick overview, these are all channels from where this customer is coming. So tomorrow if you have a system, right, or if you have multiple systems and you have some kind of integrations built where you can know that it was one person who actually came on so many platforms, then that is the kind of experience every customer is expecting. And so many brands that we work with, they do today. What they don't do is they don't work in silos. That's what they were doing earlier. They have kind of migrated to a platform which gives you a complete omnichannel. And what really is important for omnichannel is this 4 pillars of omnichannel customer. It's a very simple chart that we have created, right? The first 2 pillars really talk about the channels from which the customers can reach out to you, right? The first one is, of course, social media. And when we talk about social media, there's so many channels, right? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Google My Business Reviews, Google Business Messages, iOS app reviews, so many, right? So everything that comes, let's club them come into social media. Then the online web, meaning people can express opinions about you on blogs, forums, news, consumer forum, review sites. If you're an e-commerce brand, a lot of reviews will come on the e-commerce sites which are important for you to listen to, right? If you are a brand like automobile, then Team BHP is an important site. If you're a BFSI brand, then the conversations that come on sites like Money Control or so many are so many important. So everything that has been spoken about you anywhere on the web is something that you should track, you know, and this is what the first pillar really talks about. The third important channel is, of course, emails. You have support email channels, right? And those are traditional email. And today also, I would say that a lot of customers reach out to you via emails. Even if they've spoken to you on a public channel, you might as well ask them for email IDs or something and then take that conversation onto email. So that has to be also integrated with your system. And the fourth aspect is offline touch points. So many a times when people walk to your place, right? If it's a retail, a brand or any brick and mortar, then they really don't want to search for medium through which they can interact with you. So many customers with whom we work, we have given them a simple QR code which they place. People scan that QR code, a survey comes up. They open up that survey and give feedback. If you see at Delhi airport, right, which is one of our customer, you will see QR codes placed at various places like at washrooms, at security area. If you scan them, a survey opens up and you can give the feedback. So why just track online data? You can also track data from physical locations. So in the first pillar, you're ensuring that you're listening to the customers from all possible channels. The second one is, of course, calling and chats. We've just seen Avaya here, and so many contact center applications where people will come and call you via IVR. So those channels are important to listen to. Chatbots, right? What happens is a chatbot is taking care of you, but then the manual agent takes over. So that again has to be integrated. So once you ensure that you're listening to the all possible channels, then you have the third pillar, which is CRM and analytics. So CRM meaning you need to get that one view of the customer, right? So everything is unified, and of course you need to analyze all this data. Analysis means to understand who this customer is, from where they are coming, what is the sentiment, what different product aspects they talk about, how we fare against the competition, what kind of campaign insights we have done. So that is all part of analytics, right? You need to understand the voice of the customer, and then based on that, act on it. So that the fourth pillar really talks about publishing and marketing automation. So once you know what your users are talking, your content can be tailor-made for those kind of conversations, and you can also do very targeted marketing automations. So targeted marketing automation meaning so we all are brands here, right? So and we do so many marketing automations, but we have actually irritated 10,000 customers to get 10 customers. We have kind of done that because it's a very mass emailing that we do. So if you are targeting, if you're connecting your marketing automation tool, then it has to listen to your CRMs, it has to listen to your social listening platform, and then do those kind of automations. We have one airlines brand who actually does it very smartly. When it sends out marketing automation campaigns, it actually checks in our platform if there is any open ticket with that user or not. For example, let's say a marketing campaign is going for the booking experience, how great our booking experience is. And for that matter, I have an open ticket where I have complained to them about the booking experience, how bad it is to get that message, right? So if you have connected your marketing automation tools to your unified CXM, then you can build workflows that such messages should not go. That's what they really do, but there are many use cases. So listen, evaluate, and act, that's what we call. Listen means listen to the customers from all possible channels, do your own analysis, and based on that, do your actions. So those are 4 pillars of omnichannel experience. We work with many brands. They come from all different industries. These are some of the brands that I've listed here. They come from banking, financial services, aviation, automobiles, fintech, edtech, F&B. So you see this omni-channel experience applies to every single brand, right? I mean, applies to every single B2C brand for sure. And there are use cases of many B2B brands as well, where you do have to do market research to understand what are this. Maybe a B2B brand won't get the volume of conversations that a B2C brand gets. But again, they also have to understand what kind of conversations are coming on the web. If you have to do any kind of market research for the product that you're going to launch, you can do all that with Konnect Insights, right? Now, when we talk about channels, listening to the customer from all possible channels, these are the important channels, right? I think we have tried and covered most of those things over here. So on your social media, you have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, App Store, Play Store, Google Business Reviews, Google Business Messages. Again, a very good channel, something that Google launched about a year and a half back, probably. Not all brands have implemented it, but it's a very good channel. Very hot leads come from Google Business Messages, so you can track that because it is available in your mobile app when you search or things like that. So again, that is a new channel that has come in. Threads have come in, right? Instagram threads. Most of us are there, right? So still the APIs are not available, but as soon as the APIs are available, that data will also be available. So what the way we make that data available is via the official APIs of these social media platforms. We are enterprise partners of them. And when it comes to web, we bring in data as a search engine. So we crawl millions and millions of sources and ensure that as a brand, you do not miss out on anything, right? So these are all the channels that we cover. And then there are two major use cases of the platform, right? One is for the customer care, and the other one is for the marketing team, for market research and insights. So on the customer care, once you get all this data in one platform, what do you do with it, right? So as a customer care agent, I will respond to the queries. I'll see what his conversation histories are. I can check, maybe do a connection with ChatGPT and give you right kind of responses. So that is the work of a customer care agent. And then the metrics that you track in those cases are what has been our turnaround time, what has been our customer satisfaction score, what are our SLAs, things like that, workflow management to assign tasks to different team members and things like that. So that is a customer care use case, and I'll talk more about that. The other one is the market research and insights, because all this data comes from so many platforms. You can understand volume, sentiment, classification. Every conversation that comes in has a lot of signals, like sentiment or what different product aspects that they talk about. There are a lot of automation built into the product that will automatically give you those insights, and at the same time you can create your own rules to tag them. So as we understand, the concept of 4 pillars of omnichannel customer experience, listening to the customer, covering all the channels, we have to go one step beyond and see that what all systems that we have in our company that can be integrated, right? It is so. I mean, in this event itself, there are so many customer experience platforms are coming and explaining what they are doing. We are in a sense not competition to each other. We are rather complementing each other, because let's say if you have implemented something like Salesforce or Avaya, it is serving a certain purpose. And with Salesforce itself, we have done so many integrations with so many customers. I don't know whether I can take their names or not. They are some of the biggest airlines, some of the biggest retail brands in India, some of the biggest FMCG brands who have done the integrations with Salesforce. Likewise, we have done integrations with Microsoft Dynamics. So when it comes to omnichannel experience, you need to understand that what are those important tools that you have in the company that should talk to each other so that you get that omnichannel experience. So one could be your contact center, the other one could be your chat, conversational AI solutions, then your CRMs, your marketing automations, even your collaboration tools. For that matter, we have a brand who actually manages all the workflows on Slack, right? So whatever tasks come to them, the workflow does not happen from our platform, because there are 100 other users who need not be on our platform, because they only give response back to the main agent. So they have done a Slack integration. Likewise, you can do Microsoft Teams integration. We have ChatGPT integration built into our platform. So there are hundreds of apps that you can see in a marketplace, which you can use and integrate, so that then you get one view of the customer. And we need to know why we are doing this. We need to know why we are doing this. And then if at all there is one whole sole purpose why we need to do it, then that is to get that one view of the customer, right? And this is the story that every single brand that we work with is trying to get it. Many of them have implemented this to get an omnichannel experience. So I hope after today's session, if anybody asks you what is omnichannel, it won't be a lot of jargon. It would be a very simplified explanation of what do you mean by omnichannel. See, any CX event cannot happen without mention of AI or what automation can do. I have a very detailed slide on automation after this, but we need to understand. Everybody talks about AI, but we need to understand how to implement it, where to implement it, and where not to implement it. That is an important thing. So you need to have the necessary tools to implement the AI, but at the end of the day, as a brand, we need to also understand how to really use it. So we have clearly defined the perfect use cases, where to use automation and AI, and certainly where not to use it. For example, automated replies on a query that has a high severity, doesn't deserve an automation, because at the end of the day, I as a customer will say, come on, this is the reason why I have written to you. So it's a strict no-no. But certain cases where you want to get more information about the user, if they have written to you, then automation plays a major role. If they have given that information, then that information should be tracked in the proper systems. You should use automation, right? You should use automation when you want to acknowledge certain things, or you probably want to close the ticket, but you're not getting an acknowledgement from the user. Or you can use automation where the star rating is already more than 4, so you can randomize some responses. So whether you can use the inbuilt AI, KI automation, or you can, KI means Connect Insights automation, or you actually use the AI and ChatGPT integrations that we have built in. So we have clearly defined those 20 best use cases where to use automation, and certain use cases where you should not use automation. So every product, right, in the market will come up with the best tool sets, right? But it's important for us to understand as a brand, what is the right mindset where to use. So we can obviously show you some screenshots of how we do automation, but that I don't believe is important. It's the best implementation that we have done, but I think the concept of using automation or AI is more important than just showing the screenshots of how automation is done. I'm showing you some videos of what kind of reports you can get. So we spoke a lot about the customer care side of things, of how you can engage with the customers, respond to their queries. In terms of marketing insights, you really need to know the volume of conversations. And because this is public data, you can also see how you fare against the competition, what they are doing. So analytics also is of two types. One is of what people are talking about you, and the second one is what you are talking on this platforms, and then analyze your engagement, reach, video views, what kind of content works for you. And the way we present insights is also in a very storytelling format. We call it as a Connect Insights Smart Suggestions, or KISS, right? Because when your charts and dashboards and reports are presented to you, it becomes very overwhelming at times, and you walk out of the room and say, okay, fine, it looked good, but I forgot probably, right? So we kind of provide you stories in analytics in a storytelling format, because we as humans remember stories. So this Connect Insight Smart Suggestion module is one of the most loved feature of our product. And the screenshot that you right now see is the BI tools feature of our platform. We have saved a lot of money for most of these brands, because earlier they were actually going outside the platform to create reports, whether it was in Excel sheets or any other BI tool. But we have very strong BI tools where you can customize the charts and present the reports. So at least 12 to 15 resources have been saved by our BI tools using Connect Insights. I would love to name those brands, but I don't know if I have the permission. And finally, again, I'll touch upon automation. So automation, again, can be in two ways. One is the automation that was before the world of ChatGPT. Now, of course, with ChatGPT and generative AI coming in, we have built those automations as well. Where you can train your models, right? I mean, a lot of responses that can go on social media, you can aid the agents, or you can actually directly send out the responses to the customer. So training the ChatGPT is far more important. So if you are using any platform, you can download those responses and then kind of train the model and then accordingly it will start giving right kind of responses. So we help you with all the responses that are on the social media side of things, and even if you've gone ahead and connected other platforms within Konnect Insights, then you also get this automation. So that's why our product is rightly named as Konnect Insights, right? So it's connecting from all possible channels and giving you an omni-channel experience. So I think my time is up, I'm done. If you have any queries, please ask me right now, or we have a booth out there. Please feel free to ask me the questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a great session. And operationalizing your customer, preparing for the unpredictable future in advance.